Good morning. Yesterday we talked about hitting the wall and what do you do when you hit that wall. We talked about self-examination, finding out what are you doing. Because oftentimes the thing that we're doing isn't necessarily the problem, it's in the way that we're doing the thing that we do. Perfect example, there are people in the record business that have been doing the record business for years. And the biggest thing that they have working against them is that they have 30 or 40 years in the record business because they're used to doing it a certain way. So it's rather than embracing new technologies and trying to learn or becoming the student once again, they're too busy spending time, well, this generation does that. Oh, I don't like the way they do that. Social media is BS. I don't understand this Twitter thing. Or, the streaming is like really crazy. The problem is, while they were driving, all of a sudden the road turned, but they kept going straight. They ended up in the woods, and the next generation made the curve, got on the road where they got on the road, and that's the highway that they know. You see, the people that are failing at the business now have forgotten what it was like when they began their business, when people were telling them that they were crazy, that you don't do it this way. This is the way that we do it. And you remember a time when you were young enough and rebellious enough that you was like, I don't want to hear that. I'm doing it this way because this feels better. I know it breaks the rules, but it feels better. So now the problem, your experience is working against you because you're not pliable. You're not bending with the wind, and you're not learning. Because what you have, combined with what the next generation is doing, could lead to some tremendous success for yourself and for the industry as a whole. A lot of times we just get too busy stuck in the way that things were. The good old days. I know people that only listen to radio that plays songs from 80s, 90s, 70s, and some 50s and 60s. Problem is, they're stuck there because they don't allow anything to change their minds or change their view. So you want to get around the wall, but you have to be open to change. Because like I said, everything changes every single day. Your relationship, even you change. Look at your body now. I'm sure it's not the same as it was 10 years ago, 7 years ago. And for the youthful ones, you want to know something, always slide under an old person because they've seen it before. You may have a new twist on it, but the diametrics are the same. Einstein once said that God didn't roll the dice when it came to us, which basically means that there are laws. It's not by chance, by circumstances. But now we're going to talk about this wall, getting around this wall. So self-examination becomes important because success or failure doesn't happen in an instant. It's little things that happen every day. Because guess what? Your natural state is to do nothing. Your natural state is, I'd rather just sleep and eat. I'd rather be, okay. You know what the problem is? You're designed to be much more than that. But it requires work. So in your makeup, in your natural state, they're the ones that are just, they'll stay where they are, they're happy, and they'll eat off the land until there's nothing there to eat, and then they feel motivated to move. And then there's one with the free will. Remember we talked about free will? And with that free will, they say, you know what? I want more than this. I am more than this. So they begin to beat themselves in the chest. They look in the mirror and say what I used to say to my daughter. Who's better than you? Nobody. What can you do? Anything. These are the words that I want you to say over and over again so much that they become not inspiration, an incantation. An incantation meaning that you start to hypnotize yourself. But this time you're hypnotizing yourself with the truth. So who is better than you? Nobody. What can you do? Anything. Those are the people that go out and seize the day. So when you hit the wall, boom, you start that downward spiral. Because all of a sudden things have changed. Cars go back. Your mates leave you. Your spouse leaves you. It's like, all of a sudden you find your world has changed. You went from a neighborhood to just a hood. And now you're sitting there and you start to get depressed, and that compounds and it compounds. And you don't pay this bill, that gets repossessed, and you get a little more depressed. And it compounds and it builds, and you don't find a way out. The lights are slowly going out, and then all of a sudden, it's dark. Now you're sitting in that lonely room in the dark, and you're looking around, and it's like, hell do I get out of here? But guess what? You don't have the drive to get out. You're just sitting in the dark in the room, trying to figure out your way out. So now you need something to hold on to. What do you hold on to? Who's better than you? Nobody. What can I do? Anything. Got to find some information. Got to figure out. What do I want to do? Got to figure that out. How do I do it? Got to figure that out. Where do I do it? Got to figure that out. You got to start slowly getting information. So you can slowly start to creep out into the world again, feeling more like yourself. I know people that have gone to jail, yes, prison, and spent years in prison and came home, and you see them in the halfway house walking down the street. Give them a month or so, they drive by you in their Benz. And it's not luck, it's just who they are. They didn't let anything beat them. Don't let anything beat you, because you're much more than that. Keep that in your mindset. Now tomorrow we'll start talking about how to get out of that room. But for today, I want you to just say these words over and over again. They're not just for inspiration, they're incantation. I want you to enchant yourself, hypnotize yourself to the truth. Who's better than you? Nobody. What can I do? Anything. You say that shit over and over again. You look into that mirror and you make yourself believe it because it's true. And then we begin the steps, the process of becoming what you were meant to be. And don't tell me that, oh, well, I'm a Christian or I believe in God. And no, because even God said, render unto Caesar what is Caesar. Render unto me what's me. Paraphrasing, but you get the point. Even he was concerned about being successful and having some money. So let's shake it off. And remember, there are a lot of people that will make you comfortable in prison. And what I mean by prison, the financial jail. They'll give you a blanket to keep you warm. They may even give you a meal or two. But very few people will give you the keys to the prison to get out. I'm Lavaba. This is Spittalk. Have a super amazing day. Remember, a positive attitude is everything, and expect a miracle. I love you. Love yourself. Have a great day.